Okay, so one question is, can Walmarting go poorly? And of course, yes. So on the one hand, I want to say that anyone I take with me, I usually lay down some ground rules first. We want to be as polite as we can be given the circumstances. I know some people would say right off the bat, talking to people you don't know is not polite, and I would say, well, I disagree. If you're confident in the fact that according to Romans 1, you should not be ashamed of the gospel, and that it is the power of God to those who are being saved, you should not feel like it's impolite to share Christ. But there are ways of doing it where you can express higher levels of kindness than others, and there are ways of doing it where you can express higher levels of weirdness than others. So I try to be as calm as possible. I try to have at least some kind of a smile, and I introduce myself by name. And if somebody doesn't want to talk to me, I don't throw a fit, and I say thank you very much. God bless you, or something like that. So, has it gone poorly? Sure. So there was this one time where I, did all these things, politely approached these two young gentlemen in the tool section, I think, or something like that. And I asked them if they wanted any prayer, and they said, "No thanks, we're Satanists." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And they said, "Good luck converting people." And I said, "Thanks." Because, even at the time I was thinking, wow, even that's slightly more encouraging than some brothers and sisters in Christ who wouldn't even want me to convert people. At least their sarcastic blessing was better than, telling me I shouldn't convert people. So, they didn't care. They didn't want anything to do with it, but they didn't care I was there. So that was, that's an example of it not feeling great. And yeah, there's times where people just say, no, no thank you. Like, stiffly. Um, that's okay. Thing is also, you want to be your kindest. You want to do the best job you can walking in integrity. You want to stay faithful to the message of Jesus. And not everyone's going to like that. That should never stop you from doing it completely. Because the truth is, if you feel like you just need to get better at it, you won't without practice. If you just feel like the message of Christ is the problem, then that's not good. We shouldn't be ashamed of it. There will always be people who, when they hear it, will feel great joy and relief and thank you for it. There will also be people who hate it. And Jesus already warned us about that. So that alone should never stop us. The only thing that should stop you is if for some reason you have a bad feeling about your own attitude and you're not sure if you're going to be able to pull it off without coming across as like a lunatic or something. So, I don't know if I mentioned this already. Another ground rule is I usually approach men, and if there's a woman I feel like I should talk with, I'll bring a sister in Christ with me. Especially if I'm in a group of people like six, we'll break up into three groups of two, and I'll tell them, hey guys, like maybe one person should approach and do the talking, the other person should be standing by. You don't want to approach with like a group of three or four, like a gang. That can really overwhelm people. And I don't talk to veiled women. Like if there's a Muslim woman there and her husband's there, I'll only talk to him. Like I don't know. I'm not from a Middle Eastern Muslim culture, but I just assume that that's the way to go. So yeah, there's some obvious factors where if you follow these guidelines, you can make the experience less awkward. But at the end of the day, if you're talking to somebody at a park or at the store or outside somewhere about Jesus, you might feel awkward. But my experience is that they usually don't feel as uncomfortable as you do. Like you're the one who's nervous to death, stress sweating, and like you got cold, clammy feet about like approaching somebody, but they usually don't care. How often have you been approached by someone selling newspapers and you're just like, no thanks? And it's like, that's not going to ruin your day. So just do it. Be as kind as you can and do it.